Hey there, friends, and welcome back to another 3-Minute Thoughts. My name is Derek, and in the next 3 minutes, we're going to dig into another chapter in the New Testament. This morning, we're in chapter 2 of the Gospel of Luke. There's a difference between a story we've heard and a story we've actually slowed down enough to notice. This morning, we're going to take a few minutes to step into Luke chapter 2. This is a chapter a lot of people associate with Christmas, but if we move too quickly, we miss how grounded this chapter really is. It opens with politics, not Christmas. A decree from Caesar Augustus, a census, travel because the empire says you have to. Big power making small people move. Joseph and Mary travel to Bethlehem to do this whole census thing. And while they are there, Jesus is born, not in a palace, not in comfort, but in ordinary, crowded conditions, laid in a manger. Luke is intentional here. If the story were engineered for prestige, this is not how it would read. Then angels appear, not to religious leaders, not to officials, but rather to shepherds, working class, often overlooked, living outside the city, shepherds. Glory to God in the highest and peace on earth. Heaven announces good news to people no one else would think to include. And the shepherds respond simply. They go and see. It's the invitation Jesus gives, come and see. He'll do that later on with his disciples. Okay, so later in the chapter, we meet Simeon and Anna, elderly, faithful, waiting. They recognize something in this child that others don't. They've been looking for redemption for years, maybe decades, and they see it wrapped in ordinary flesh, swaddling cloths, brought to the temple. The chapter ends with a 12-year-old boy, Jesus, in the temple. His parents lose track of him, every parent's worst nightmare, a moment of tremendous anxiety. But when they find him, he's sitting among the teachers, listening and asking questions. That is a detail that we should probably not overlook. Even Jesus grows. He listens and he learns. Luke 2 is full of contrasts. Empire versus infancy, angels versus livestock, prophecy versus parents in stress. Here's the thread. God's movement doesn't avoid the ordinary moments of life. It enters into them. Most of us are not living headline-making lives. We're navigating work, family, stress, responsibility, sports schedules, all the things. Luke 2 suggests that meaning isn't found by escaping those spaces, but by recognizing what might be happening inside those busy moments, inside the messiness of life, as we say it around church. The shepherds were just doing their jobs when the sky lit up. Simeon was simply worshiping when promise arrived. Maybe the question for us is this: are we attentive enough to notice if something sacred shows up in the middle of our normal Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day? Luke 2 doesn't just tell a birth story. It tells us that glory can show up in places we would not think to look. Be well, friends.